Hi there. So this video is for students who are looking for Writing Center help at Langara and are looking to meet with a writing tutor to discuss one of their assignments. And so this semester we're using a new online platform called WCOnline. And I wanted to go over how to register an account as well as how to use the schedule and how to meet with a online tutor. So the first step is you're going to go to this website here. It's langara.mywconline.com. If you type that into your browser, you're going to come onto this page here. And for the first time you visit, you need to come down and register for an account. So that's what we'll quickly do right now. So when you click on that, all you have to do is enter in your information wherever you see a red star. So your email address, your first name, your last name, your student ID, whether or not English is your first language, and a password. The one thing that's optional is whether or not you want to enter in your telephone number. If you do that, anytime you make, change, or cancel an appointment, it is going to notify you through text message. Again, that's entirely optional. Otherwise, you can set up the system to email you when you make, modify, or cancel any of your appointments. So again, all of these settings as well as the setting up here is optional. Once you filled out your information, then you come down to here and you click I'm not a robot, and then you hit complete registration. Once you've done that, you can then log into the system, which is what we'll do next. Alright, so once you've registered your account, the next step is to enter in your information here. So this is going to be your email address, and down here is going to be the password you created. Then make sure you're selecting the relevant schedule. In this case, we're at the summer semester 2020, so you'd click on that, and then you hit login. That's going to bring you to this page here. This is basically an overview of the Writing Center schedule, and it is organized according to the day of the week. So for instance, the Writing Center is open on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays from 10:30 to 4:30. These down here are the different tutors that are available, and these white boxes here are basically the time slots when they're available to meet with you. And so what you want to do, let's say if you wanted to book an appointment at 12:30 p.m. with Ann X, you would basically just click on this white box, lead to this new pop-up here, which is the Create New Appointment box. This should contain your name, the time of the appointment, and who you're going to be meeting with. A good thing to review, especially if you're a first-time user of the center, is the Writing Center policies and guidelines. This is sort of a question and answer format about the types of help that we can give you. So for example, it covers things like, who can use the Writing Center, how often you can make sessions, the length of each sessions, things like that. So again, you need to review these, each one of these before you make your appointment. Guidelines. You can scroll down here and you need to enter in some more information. You need to start by selecting whether or not the assignment is for a Langara course, what the course subject is, the first and the last name of your instructor, whether or not English is your first language, and this is just whether or not you've understood the policies at the top of the registration form. Don't worry if there's something you don't understand, because you can talk about it or bring it up with the tutor when you meet with them. Also, if you're in a program such as nursing, you would enter that information in there. So these two boxes at the bottom here are really important. In this box here, you're supposed to describe the assignment that you're working on in as much detail as you can. And so what I'd almost recommend is if you have a copy of the assignment itself, it's not a bad idea to cut and paste some of the assignment instructions. So for example, in this assignment, the person is being asked to write a paragraph of around 6 to 10 sentences, analyzing a symbol or a character from a short story. And then there's also a grading rubric here that could be also cut and pasted and added to the bottom here. This again is going to give your tutor much more information as to how they can basically tailor the tutoring session for you. So this box down here is where you can get a bit more specific and say exactly to your tutor what you'd like to work on today. Again, tutoring sessions are only about 20 minutes long, and so it's best to sort of give the tutor some specific direction or a specific part of your assignment that you'd like to discuss. So say, for example, you wanted to work on how to properly integrate quotations. Again, this is part of the assignment that you're working on. So you could write on, for example, can you review how to properly integrate quotes? And if you wanted to, you could also put one more thing, such as also, could you help me with writing topic sentences. And so this again gives your tutor a little bit more guidance as to how they can. So down here, you can actually upload a copy of the file that you're going to be discussing. Again, this is optional, but it can be helpful for your tutor to see the whole assignment. In this case, I would pick File 1. I would scroll down to the file that I want. And this would be, again, my essay that I want to discuss. And then I would hit Create Appointment. Once I've done that, if I go back to the schedule, I'll see the block where I've made the appointment, and it should be in yellow. And so what this means is that at 12:30 p.m., I booked this slot or reserved this slot with Anne. All right, so let's say now I'm ready to see my tutor. It's Monday, May 11th at 12:30. I basically will log back into the system. I again see my spot has been reserved. All I need to do is click on. So you scroll down here and you click on Start or Join Online Consultation. That's going to lead to another pop-up, which will bring you into what's called the online consultation area. So there's a few things that I want to just bring to your attention about this space. The first is this on the right-hand side. This is the chat box. And this is where basically you can talk by using the keyboard to your tutor in real time. So it's not a bad idea when you first enter into the tutoring session to just say hello, and maybe introduce yourself. My name is X. And that's just going to sort of alert the tutor that you've entered the room. The second thing I want to bring to your attention is this space over here on the left-hand side. This is basically where you should see the tutor's face, as well as if your own webcam is working, your own face. And you should be able to hear the tutor coming out of your speakers, and the tutor should be able to hear you as well. So again, making sure you have a working webcam and microphone. Finally, this area here is called the whiteboard. This is basically a place where you can collaborate with the tutor and work on a document together. So in this space here, basically anything I type will appear in a unique color to me. And so you and the tutor can basically work on something side by side together. Another really neat feature is this little arrow over here. If you click on this, it's going to give you the option to import a text file or document. And so, for example, if you're working on an assignment, it's not a bad idea to just upload that or import it directly into the document. And so when you hit that, the entire writing assignment will appear in this whiteboard area, and then you and the tutor can work on it together, basically. So again, if you really wanted to talk about your claim or your quotations, you can sort of isolate those things and work on them together. If at any point during the online session too you're encountering technical difficulties, you can actually go up here to this little question mark, and this is going to open up another page which basically provides a tutorial on how to use a bunch of different features. So for example, if you're having problems with your camera and microphone, you could look at this section here. So once you're done this session, and let's say again you've collaborated on a new document with the tutor, and you want to export that file, again you're going to go back up to these arrows here, and just click on whatever form you want it in. So usually you probably would use maybe Microsoft Word on that, and then it's going to automatically download the file to your computer. So in this case, here's the file that we were working on together, and it should have basically a transcript of all the different changes and things that you've made on the whiteboard. Once you're done with your appointment, you can exit out, so close the browser. It's going to again lead you back to the schedule. And then you can log out. All right, so those are the basics of using WC Online. I hope that was helpful for you all. If you do have any questions on how to use the program, feel free to email me at gholditch@langara.ca. That's GHOLDITCH@langara.ca. We look forward to helping you this term, and we wish you all the best.